Today on 10-Minute Tours, we will be ranking the 10 best countries to visit in Europe this year and give an overview of some of their main attractions. Be sure to check back for future videos where we will tour each country and highlight some of their most historic cities and places to see.
You may be wondering why Turkey is on this list, because most of it is in Asia Minor and is called Anatolia. However, the part of Turkey east of the Bosphorus Strait is in Europe and is called Thrace. Istanbul surrounds the Bosphorus Strait and is the population and economic center of the country. Places to see here are the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and the Topkapi, a lavish Ottoman palace. Near the center of Anatolia is Cappadocia National Park. It is a must-see because of the amazing natural beauty as well as the ancient cave dwellings carved into the soft sandstone. Some of the most famous dwellings are Uchisar Castle, the Dark Church, and Kayamakla, an underground city. It also has a huge annual balloon festival. On the western coast of Anatolia is the city of Izmir. In the city, there is an open-air museum featuring the remains of the biggest Roman market called the Agora. Just southwest of the city lies the ruins of Ephesus, an ancient Roman city of New Testament fame. There you can see the site of the Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world.
The landscape of Germany is diverse. The north is part of the Great European Plain, and the south is part of the Alps, with rolling hills in between. There is so much to see in Germany. A few significant places include, of course, the capital city of Berlin, as well as Munich and the village of Schwangau. Some things to see in Berlin include the Brandenburg Gate, the Reichstag building, and of course, the Berlin Wall, with its memorials and exhibits which are full of history. Also in Berlin is Museum Island, which has 5 museums full of royal treasures, art, archaeological finds, and architecture. In the German state of Bavaria is Munich and the village of Schwangau. In Munich, the 3rd largest city in Germany, you can see the Marienplatz, a large square with the new and old town halls, monuments, restaurants and shops, and performances from local artists. You can also see the Grand Nymphenburg Palace, a Baroque palace built in the 1600s. In the village of Schwangau, you can see the Neuschwanstein Castle, which is one of the most famous castles in Europe. It may look familiar, as it is where Walt Disney got his inspiration for the castles for Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella.
Ireland is lush and green with rolling hills. In the northeast is Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom. Its capital is Belfast. The largest section to the south is the country of Ireland. For centuries, it was subject to the British Crown and has only been independent since 1937. Dublin is the capital of Ireland. Here you can see Trinity College, which was established in 1592. You can tour the campus or visit the libraries and galleries. Dublin Castle is another must-see. It was built by King John in the beginning of the 13th century. Another city to see is Galway. Here you'll find St. Nicholas's Collegiate Church, an Anglican church built in 1320. Lynch's Castle is a beautiful 15th century castle in the area. Also, Ayers Square is the site of a medieval market which was donated to the city in 1710 and is now a park.
Denmark has beautiful architecture, fairy tale castles, gorgeous beaches, and mild summers. This Scandinavian country has many cities rich in culture, our top picks being Copenhagen and Billund. In Copenhagen, there are many places to see, including the Church of Our Lady, which is the home of Bertel Thorvaldsen's famous Christus statue and his sculptures of Christ's apostles. And of course, you'll want to see the Christiansborg Palace, which is the home of Denmark's parliament, its prime minister's office, and the Supreme Court. Parts of the palace are even reserved for use by Danish royalty. It is the only building in the world that houses all 3 houses of a country's branches of government. Another must-see is the Nyhavn waterfront and canal, with its brightly colored 17th and early 18th century buildings. The town of Billund is the home of Legos. There you can visit the first Legoland theme park full of rides and Lego creations. You can also visit the Lego House, a family attraction for all ages, with several admission-free areas including the Tree of Creativity, which was built using over 6.3 million Legos.
The history of Portugal is connected to the sea. For centuries, they were a major naval power, with colonies in South America, Africa, and South Asia. In fact, Prince Henry the Navigator is credited for starting the Sagres School of Navigation in the 15th century. Lisbon is the capital.
Here you can see Castello de São Jorge, a castle complex with the oldest section dating back to Roman times. Also, you can walk the cobbled streets of Alfama, the oldest neighborhood in the city dating back to the 5th century AD. Next is Porto. Here you can browse through Livreira Lilo, a neo-Gothic bookstore with an iconic red staircase. Don't miss the Igreja dos Clérigos, a Baroque church with a marble altarpiece and a 245-foot bell tower. The island of Madeira is off the coast of Africa and is a tropical wonderland similar to Hawaii in climate and beauty. It is known for its fortified wine that is made there and bears the island's name.
Spain is full of royal palaces, basilicas, museums, parks, art, and amazing food. Some must-see cities include Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, Seville, and Segovia. Madrid is jam-packed with things to see, including the Real Basilica de San Francisco el Grande, the Palacio Real de Madrid, and the National Art Gallery. The coastal city of Barcelona has Antoni Gaudi's finest masterpiece, the neo-Gothic Basilica de la Sagrada Familia, which is one of the most beautiful buildings in Spain. Valencia is on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, which has connected Spain's trade to the rest of the world. The city of Seville is a favorite place to visit with its Roman ruins, palaces, Gothic churches, and flamenco dancing. And finally, there's Segovia, famous for its ancient Roman aqueduct and the beautiful Alcázar de Segovia. There are so many beautiful cities in Spain, and we look forward to highlighting as many as we can in the future.
Paris is the capital of France and the most visited city in Europe and the second most visited city in the world. Who can resist the City of Love with the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame Cathedral, and the Louvre Gallery? Not as well known are the catacombs. These are the system of caves below the city that have been used to house the bones of the dead. They are stacked and laid out in designs and patterns. A little bit creepy, but a must-see. Off the northern coast of Normandy is a tidal island called Mont Saint-Michel. At the top of the island is an old commune dating back to the 10th century. Up until recently, the island was only accessible by land at low tide. On the western coast of Normandy are the beaches the British, the United States, and Canada stormed to free Europe from the grasp of the Nazis. We will never forget the brave sacrifice of all those men who lived and died to help the Allies gain a foothold in France. Along the southern coast of France is the French Riviera. Here the temperatures are higher and they have sea, sun, and sand. Cities to check out here are Marseille, the medieval city of Aix, and Monaco, even though Monaco is technically an independent principality.
The United Kingdom is the union of the countries of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and its capital is in London, England. Each has their own unique history and culture. During the prehistoric period, the people of Britain made a lot of stone circles, the most famous being Stonehenge. England is the section that was part of the Roman Empire until 410 AD. Most of the major cities have a Roman section. The best preserved is in Bath. After the Romans left, the kingdom was united under William the Conqueror in 1066. Some of the great sites of this period are the Tower of London, Westminster Abbey, and Canterbury Cathedral. More modern sites would include Big Ben and, of course, the Harry Potter tour at Warner Brothers Studios. Scotland is in the north. It gets its name from the Roman term for the Gaelic people. They called them the Scotti. Its capital is Edinburgh. Some great sites to see are St. Giles Cathedral, Edinburgh Castle, and the pubs and shops of the Royal Mile. The Saxons called the people of Wales Welsh, or foreigners. However, they call themselves the Cymry, which is Welsh for friends. Cardiff is the capital. Some places to see here are the Llandaff Cathedral, Bute Park, and Cardiff Castle. The capital of Northern Ireland is Belfast. Some places to see here are St. Anne's Cathedral, Albert Memorial Clock Tower, and Titanic Belfast, an HMS Titanic Museum.
Athens is the capital city of Greece and was first settled in about 3000 BC. The main attraction is the Acropolis, which is the center of the ancient city. There is so much to see there. You can see the Parthenon, the Theater of Dionysus, and the ancient Agora, which was an open area used for markets and assemblies. In the Roman part of Athens, you can see Hadrian's Arch. Greece has many islands. The most popular is Santorini, with its beaches and beautiful blue-domed churches. Crete is the largest, with the ruins of the Minoan civilization. You can't forget Rhodes, the home of the ancient Colossus statue, another of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. In northwest Greece is Meteora. It's a series of 24 monasteries on mountains that were only accessible by ropes until steps were carved into the mountains in the 1920s. It's something you have to see to believe.
Italy is the most visited country in Europe. Rome, its capital city, was the capital of the Roman Empire for almost 1,000 years. Here you can walk through the Colosseum and the ruins of the Roman Forum. Vatican City is also in Rome. It is technically the smallest country in the world, but while you're there, check out St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel. In the north, you'll want to visit Florence, Pisa, La Cinque Terre, and Venice. In Florence, you won't want to miss Michelangelo's statue of David in the Galleria dell'Accademia, as well as the Cathedral of St. Mary of the Flowers with its amazing dome. From there, you'll have to get a picture of you and your loved ones holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa on your way to La Cinque Terre, a series of 5 colorful cities built on cliffs on the west coast. And in Venice, you'll want to see St. Mark's Basilica, the Rialto Bridge, the Palazzo Ducale, and you'll want to make sure to take a gondola ride. In the south, you'll want to be sure to visit the ancient city of Pompeii, as well as Naples, the Amalfi Coast, and Sicily. We can't wait to talk more about Italy in future videos.
Well, that wraps up our tour of the best countries to visit in Europe. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. To be notified when we upload new videos, click the bell. If there's a place you'd like us to talk about in the future, feel free to tell us in the comments below. Thanks for watching.